auto sequence start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello there. Welcome, my fellow stressed out shoppers, to another installment of Canned Conversation. My name is Andrew, and with me, as always, my good friend Steven. Oh, yeah, well, you want some volume?
Yeah, I do. Now I'm stressed out. Yeah, what's going on?
I'm not going to do this one solo. So
you should. Just leave me. I'll just mime or hand signal the whole thing.
All right. For
Lord.
podcasts, that works out really well.
It does.
All right. The holidays are raging.
Yeah.
Work is wrapping up for the year.
Yep.
And the new year's right around the corner. What are you most looking forward to in these final week and a half?
December 26th, when all of it's done.
The day after.
Yeah.
Of the hangover. Of Christmas, if you will.
I'll enjoy the people that I get to see. Just not the stress that comes along with holidays. So yeah.
All right.
How about you?
I love being off work for an extended amount of time. I usually get a week that I end up taking during the year, but I either have to use it or I lose it, and I do a poor job of allocating some of my vacation, so I always get the last 2 weeks off. But then when it hits, I'm kind of glad I did this, because with the weekends and the days off, you get 15, 16 days off that you don't really have to think about it. Even with Christmas in there, which with the days off previous to that, I can sort of manage that, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about later. Yeah. But I love Christmas, sort of the happening and being over, and then that week between getting ready for the new year. And then we usually have a New Year's party here that you guys attend. For a long time you had it, and then we somehow it's now over here. And we have a bunch of friends.
Yeah, acquired more friends. And
they come over. So I dig that. And then having the day after to recover, or the 2 days after.
A couple days.
Depending when.
The older we get, the more days after I need to recover.
Exactly. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
And I'm looking forward to doing this show with you.
Oh, well, that's nice.
As is our passion. One of us brings a new, unique, or rare canned beverage to try, and while we tip them back and transfer the contents into our liver, we will attempt to dazzle you with our highly sought-after, revered wisdom. Today's wisdom being about the stresses and just general holiday, Christmas stuff. Later in the show, we'll come back and review and rate the canned beverage and let you know if you should try it while making and freezing ice balls for your next snowball fight.
The old ice ball, the
trickery.
Yeah, the one that knocks them out.
Exactly. The one you pull out, sort of off to the side and hurt people for real.
It's like the old marshmallow challenge where catch this marshmallow, and then one of them you throw an egg instead, that kind of crap.
Right.
Yep.
We haven't had a big snow here, which is delightful in my opinion. As you get older, I think having to drive in it or get around, if it snows on Christmas and we're all off, that's great. But otherwise,
snow's great when you have no plans.
Right.
Agree.
All right, well, let's without further ado get the can rolling.
Yes,
so let's do this.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out? What? Do what? Let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Who brought this guy along? Yes, Alan, we are ready to let the dogs out.
When I thought about Christmas and I thought about the Christmas hangover and I'm like, thought about the hangover. And then I thought, but then also during Christmas, it's like, all right, who's ready to let the dogs out for this holiday?
Is that what you thought? Who?
It all kind of came together.
Yeah, I could tell.
All right,
that's awesome.
So what's on tap? What are we drinking?
So we are going to drink.
I get one, right?
Sorry, I hid yours from you.
over.
My bad. A New Belgium holiday ale. It was the most Christmassy thing I saw in the store, and so I'm like, we're going to do this Christmas episode, and it says flavored with cranberry and spice and everything nice, and I'm like, well, you got to try that. It's a holiday ale. Limited release. It's 12 Florida ounces and 7.5% alcohol by volume.
Yeah. Wow. This is the can is pretty straightforward. Not a
Yeah,
lot of
simple.
other flair on there, other than the hanging ornament that the Holiday Ale branding is on. And what's great is it has cranberry and spice. Now we've had some cranberry items here and there.
Yeah.
But adding the spice to it may make it that sort of holiday flavor instead of just being some cranberry. So I'm looking forward to see how this thing tastes.
I'm hoping so.
New Belgium. We may have had a one or two from New Belgium. We're getting pretty close to 100 on ratings.
Yeah.
I'm sort of tracking it. We're not quite there yet. I think we're in the
We're getting
early
close.
90s.
Yeah.
So
Which is impressive.
it's a lot. It's a lot of one type of can trying.
Yeah.
You know, like
there's a lot of cans out there that we, and I go to the store now and there's so many more that I haven't tried. And I'm like, oh my God, we got a lot of work for next year.
That's right.
Jiminy Christmas.
It's a good thing we picked a gimmick that just like doesn't.
Never
The
will-
well will
we'll never
not
yeah.
run dry.
Agree. Every time a microbrewery opens up, we celebrate.
That's right. All right. What are we doing today for Christmas, my friend?
I thought we were going to start off. We're going to get into stress, but I thought it's the holiday episode. I'm going to start off by testing your knowledge on holiday stuff. Right? Some of it I hope that you're going to find super easy. Others we'll see how much your brain holds about your years of holidays. So,
All right.
people can play along at home. I have 13 questions for you. We're just going to quickly get into just straight
So a
out.
bit of Christmas trivia.
A little bit of just a holiday trivia.
Oh,
thing.
holiday,
Oh,
which-
it can be Christmas trivia. That's fine.
I only say that because there are a couple other holidays
Yeah,
around this same
there is-
time. Hanukkah.
There is nothing in here
Kwanzaa.
about. Yeah, this is not a.
There's a Muslim holiday, I think, that also happens to. Well, I think it's every new moon, but like they also celebrate it a little heavier during this.
This
time.
is a extremely not culturally diverse.
just straight up
list of-
Christmas.
I apologize for.
No, it's all good.
Wow, way to call that out.
That will actually help me because I don't know as much about the other
I'm like, these are all
holidays.
These are all Kwanzaa questions. So go. All right. These are not. So play if you're sitting at home or doing whatever, as long as you're not driving while you're listening.
So 1 point apiece.
1 point apiece. If you either get it or you don't.
13 questions.
13 questions. Here we go. You
Here
ready?
comes number one.
Which popular Christmas beverage is also called milk punch?
Well, so now last year we had a few like what I would call facts and figures.
Yep.
Right. We didn't really do a trivia per se,
Nope.
but we said here's some crazy Christmas stuff. And I want to say this may have been part of it where I talked about the origin of eggnog.
It is eggnog.
All right.
Nice. Yeah. So we have referenced milk punch a couple times on the show. Once is because of last year at this time, and then second is my mother-in-law makes milk punch all year round. We don't refer to it as eggnog because
Right.
it's brandy and like it's super good. But
There's
it's
no
good.
egg in it.
No, yeah, no,
Right. No,
yeah.
it's
it's
more dairy.
Yeah, it's a ton of dairy. It's thick whipping cream and like sugar and brandy or something, right?
It actually sounds.
And it's frozen and it's like ice cream and it's
You've
delightful.
made that before.
Yeah.
At our request, like we had heard about it for years, and then you made it, and it was really good.
Oh, it's
I'm not
phenomenal.
a big fan of straight up eggnog. Every time I try, and I usually once every 2 years or so, I'll go, yeah, what's the deal with that? Someone's got it at their house, and I pour a little in there, and I go,
Eggnog's real thick. There's a texture to eggnog that people get choked on.
and it has an interesting taste that I think you got to like.
All right. So 1 point. What are the two most popular names for Santa Claus?
All right, Santa Claus. I'm gonna go with the obvious number one is Saint Nick or Nicholas, and I hope that's not both. Well, maybe I hope that is.
It's not both of them.
Okay.
There's one other.
And then, so Saint Nicholas and Saint Nick's Day, at least in the Western world, was December 6th. And then I know there's an Orthodox one that comes up in January.
Okay.
Well, we have one of our guests.
Are you stalling to come up with the other name?
Yes, but I think I've got it.
Okay.
Is it's Kris Kringle?
It is. It is Christopher
yes.
Kringle. Kris Kringle. Nice work.
It just hit me all of a sudden. I think it was like Miracle on 34th Street. It was like Chris was his name, and like he was I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah, I have. But,
okay.
Anyway.
I thought that he went by Kris Kringle or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
As opposed to Santa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So third question. You ready?
Yes.
I feel like we got some easy ones so far.
Yeah. Let's get into the deep cuts.
No, this is easy still. I
okay,
think
okay.
Elvis isn't going to have a white Christmas. What color Christmas will Elvis have?
All right, now I'm going to get this one too. I could
Can you
probably
Porky
sing
Pig
a
it?
smidge of it.
Oh, I would love.
It's a blue Christmas. That's all I got.
That's all. You're not even going to do Without You? Without You.
Without you.
All right.
Blue Christmas. Probably a huge hit whenever it came out.
Yeah, I think it's still a huge hit now for all the people who
Which
don't
is
think
amazing.
Elvis died.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now how old would he be? I mean, he
117.
He died in
Who knows?
1977.
Yeah, and he was.
And then he
Yeah.
was an older gentleman then. I don't think naturally he would have made it.
He's still alive. Yeah.
He could have?
No, he's not. Not living that lifestyle, you ain't.
Right.
All right. So I don't even know what question 4. Yeah.
Question
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. In which modern day country was Saint Nicholas born in?
Oh, yeah.
A little tougher.
It's a little tougher. I know it is I believe it's in Europe. And so I'm going to go, it's either the mother country of Poland, which I don't think it is.
The mother country.
But I think it's a near neighbor. I'm going to go with Germany.
You are incorrect.
Ugh. Man.
It is Turkey.
Turkey?
Turkey is
Oh,
where
wow. Nice.
Yes, Saint Nicholas was born in Turkey. All right, which country? So you can tell I like eggnog, and so we're gonna have another eggnog question. Which country did eggnog come from?
Oh, this is going to be a complete guess.
Don't say the mother country of Poland.
So, I mean, has like eggnog been around forever? Is it one of those that, I sort of feel like eggnog is within the last 100 years, which I would have thought then like we would have come up with something as kooky as this.
All right.
But if it's longer, and probably has, there's probably been some form or fashion.
Yeah, it's not rocket
that's
science to make.
traditional. Yes. What do we got? We got some eggs.
We got some milk
we got
and some sugar.
Right.
Sweet.
Happy holidays.
That's right.
Eggnog. All right, I'm gonna go with that sounds Dutch.
It's England. Man.
Straight up England.
Straight up England.
All right.
Sorry, buddy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Not on a good roll there. I got 3 in a row, then just missed 2.
And
in
then
a row.
yeah. So we are. Yeah.
Oh, that sound. So if it was egg tea, I would have guessed England. But
that would have been good. I bet they have.
maybe
it.
nog is another word for tea.
It's not. All right. So, which real life person is Santa Claus based on? I need his full title.
Which real life person?
Is Santa Claus based on?
I thought we sort of already covered this in the other questions. I would have said St. Nicholas because
You don't become a saint without doing something else.
Well, okay.
Right? I mean,
He was known for, I know he put coins in shoes of little kids. Like he was a gift giver.
Okay.
Wherever in Turkey, apparently, or he may have migrated. I don't know where he was doing that gifting, but no, he wasn't a knight.
He wasn't a knight. He didn't carry a sword. He gave kids.
Saint Nicholas the Great.
Where do you this was a tougher one too. And maybe
Yeah.
it's a weird worded question, so I apologize if it is. But he is the Christian bishop, Saint Nicholas. He was a bishop.
Okay, he was a bishop. I gotcha. So that was weirdly worded.
Yes, I apologize. We may throw that out.
No one's asking you
If anybody got that right, from
Double
home,
points.
You get double points.
All right.
I'm going to throw that out because I hate the way that was worded for you.
No one's asking that on a trivia night that way, but I do appreciate the question because that was good knowledge to gain.
Okay. So
Bishop.
we're going to move on to the next one because I hate that question now. I'm embarrassed that I asked it the way it did. So which Christmas song contains the lyric, "Everyone was dancing merrily" in the new old-fashioned way?
Everyone was dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Nope,
that is
doesn't
2 or
sound
3
right.
Christmas songs combined.
Everyone dancing merrily
No.
in the new old-fashioned way.
No. And why does it have a weird accent to it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to I'm trying to put it into the context of a song so I can maybe hear it or grab it.
Everyone dancing merrily in a new old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Rocking around the Christmas tree. It's got to be an older song, right? I mean, even though it says the new old-fashioned way, my guess is it's still older. So I'm gonna go. It's gonna be like in the chorus or the like Jingle Bells. No, that wasn't even a Christmas song. I don't believe it. I think it was a Thanksgiving song. Originally.
I cannot let you go any further. You already gave me the right answer, and I didn't stop you.
right. Oh, I sang it. Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Ding, 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 ding. That was it. So it's right.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, give yourself credit. I'm like, oh, I should stop him, but he's going to answer that because that's a song. And then you just like move past it. I'm like, oh, I thought you had it for a minute. All right. Which one of Santa's reindeers has the same name as another holiday mascot? Go.
Another
Don't
holiday
sing it.
mascot. Okay. Oh, I can't say the names?
No, you got to give me the answer.
Right.
Which, I'll read it question to you again to buy you some time. Which of Santa's reindeers has the same name as another holiday mascot?
Okay, so another holiday mascot. I mean, mascots I'm thinking like Frosty. That there's no Frosty. Right. What's
like-
another holiday mascot?
Like Tigers, the Titans, the Packers. There's no Packers.
No, I'm like Blitzen and you know, yeah. Sure. I'm at a loss on this one. I'm gonna go Blitzen just to guess
For
one.
giggles.
That's wrong.
Cupid.
Oh, it's not Christmas mascot. It's a different holiday mascot.
Just holiday.
Oh, gotcha. That's a good
Jesus.
question.
Do you like that one?
Yeah,
it was a little tricky.
It was. That was a bit of a curveball.
All right, good. Whew. All right. So, what country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree?
So I think this one's Germany.
Nailed it.
Right.
You were crushed that one.
So
I think we talked about it last episode
Yes.
too a little bit, but I do think you had that one. Nice work.
yeah, I was remembering Germany for something, and I think it was they were sort of that first. You know, hey, let's hack down this thing, let's drag it into our home, and put some stuff on it to make it look good.
Throw some tinsel on it. Right. Where did tinsel come from? Like shards of metal?
Yeah, or just pieces of paper that were left over, or no hay.
Shredded material.
Yeah.
All right.
Put some hay on this tree.
So, in the song Winter Wonderland, what did they call the snowman?
Oh, so we had it.
There's a lot of music trivia in here, just for the record.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Winter, and then a winter wonderland. You can make a fire by the fireplace.
Those are not the words, but that is the melody.
And we eat some golden toast abound.
Nope.
Then we'll be playing outside with the snowman. His name is Jack. When we kick him down.
Yep. That is none of the words, but some of the
In
melody.
the snow when it's glistening. Jack, our snowman.
No, it's still not Jack.
He's a missing.
You have to-
Someone
it's not
stole him
Jack.
from our yard.
Jesus.
We don't know where he's at.
Stop.
Where's
Please.
Jack the snowman? Please return him.
Nope. When I say it, you'll go, oh. And we can call him Parson Brown.
Oh, yes.
Parson Brown. Oh, my God, Jack.
man, that's so terrible that I didn't
That's
know
horrible.
that.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So I think you'll like this.
I'm at right at 50% here. I'm
Yeah,
5 out of 10.
I thought this was going to be easier, and it wasn't, so I'm glad I didn't go any
this
harder.
is great.
All right. So how many – I love this question for you specifically because it's math related. How many gifts total were given on the 12 days of Christmas?
Oh, something like I don't know, 5,200. No, not that. It's in the hundreds. Got to be in the hundreds, right? So it's
everything from
1 through 12.
Yeah.
And then you have to do like
every day I get
to the second, to the third power, to the fourth power, or something.
Yeah, on the second day I get 2 things plus the 1 thing. On the
Right.
third day I get the 3 things plus the 2 things plus the 1 thing. On the fourth day
so
I get 4 things.
right.
Yeah, it's
So-
horribly. It's a horrible math problem.
I almost want to say. I think I know I've heard this before. I'm going to go with 276.
That is incorrect, but I love where your head was going because you were in the right spot.
Yeah. Because I didn't say 12, like some people would say. Well, they got 12.
They got 12 gifts. No, you did not.
No.
They got A gift for every day of the year except for Christmas. There's 364 gifts in that song.
All right.
At the end of it. So look that up if you people think I'm kidding, because I actually pulled a spread. I saw it online, then pulled a spreadsheet out and made a graph to make sure it worked that way.
Is this correct?
I didn't believe it. But
Right.
yeah, 364.
How many maids of milking can one person
have.
possibly have?
It's a lot of maids.
Yeah, you better have a farm
Yeah.
where you have lots of cows.
And you got to have room for all the geese that are laying. I mean,
making milk eggnog.
and you got a drum line going on
Constantly.
outside for a while.
True,
It's
true.
insane. That's a lot of crap.
Thankfully, they come towards the back end.
They
right?
do. Yeah. So you don't get as many of those, but
Yeah.
Still, lots of crap.
Right.
Too much.
Lots
right.
of partridges. Oh man, can you imagine the bird poop?
Oh my God. Yeah. And all the trees.
We'd be hunting
You have
those
all these
partridges.
pear trees. Oh yeah. We'd definitely have a partridge.
Partridge hunt. Let's
Yep.
go.
Get them out of my pear trees. Anyway. So what is the best-selling Christmas song of all time? Ever.
Best selling.
Best-selling Christmas song ever.
Yes. Do I get partial credit if I know the artist?
I would love if you know either one of these.
Well, I believe it's Mariah Carey.
I want to kill you now. As long as you didn't say Mariah Carey, I was going to be fine.
Is it not?
No.
Oh my God! But she sold 100 gazillion.
I don't give a crap if you look it up. She is not the best Christmas song of all time.
I didn't say best.
Sorry,
You said best-selling.
best-selling Christmas song of all time. I looked it up again
Because
today.
number one, you have to sell it. So there are several songs that don't get sold, right?
Yep.
Because everyone sings them, and they're like Jingle Bells or all of those types of old school ones. But so I'm trying to think of like
You don't get credit for this, but I listened to this on vinyl today.
on vinyl.
That should tell you something.
All right, I hope it's not Paul McCartney's because that one's terrible.
I don't listen to Paul McCartney if I have a choice
right.
for anything.
Din, 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 din. Right, like,
Is
that's how
that the $1 Million Man?
No, that's how the song starts.
Oh.
It's like a synthesizer.
I hate that.
It's not, but you knew Mariah Carey was in the mix. You had to.
I knew you were going to say Mariah Carey. Everybody thinks it's Mariah Carey. She
Yeah.
had the most consecutive years on number one or whatever for her, whatever her Christmas song is. She drives me nuts. Cannot do
And
with her.
and if you said albums, I'd say maybe what is it? Pentatonics. They sell a ton.
They do, but
of
they're not it.
albums, but not one song. I can't imagine. I mean, one huge song, "Blue Christmas," but that's always
Elvis,
that's already
no.
been part
Yeah,
of
it's
the
part-
trivia.
yeah,
So
can't
I'm
be
like,
again.
it can't be that.
We've had eggnog twice, but we cannot have Blue Christmas twice.
So I'm just trying to think of really popular.
I'm going to let you off the hook. It's Bing Crosby. It's White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
Okay, I should have at least had that in the mix. Like those old school songs.
Yeah. It's only because it's been around forever and
Right.
it sold every year for I have that album at home. My dad had that record and we played it every time. And I have a record player. So I put that album on yesterday and today and it was like, just let the album go. Freaking phenomenal.
Oh, all of them?
His whole Christmas album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's one or two that come up in my mix every once in a while because they were some good ones. Now,
Yeah.
that one I don't put in because I'm not a
You should, because it's the best selling Christmas song of all time.
Just because
ever.
it's the best selling.
Best selling.
Got it. All right. Well, I got a big fat on that one.
All right. So think hard about, got it. These are harder than
Is
I
that
thought
12?
they were.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, this is the last one.
All right.
All right, we good? So what are Christmas trees also called? What is another word for Christmas trees? And don't think of it from the Latin name or they're some sort of weird spruce or something like that. What is another, think of it from old time.
Yeah, no. I
okay.
have a guess. I have a thought process.
Okay.
It's funny. Well, I mean, because you think of like the Yule log. So I'm thinking in the Yule family.
You are killing it. And I'm going to give you 100% credit because I wouldn't have got Yule tree, but Yule
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah. Bang.
It's where the Yule log comes
Right,
from.
Yule log. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I almost said when you said what else do they call it, Kendra? I was like kindling, or
Yeah.
like after Christmas you could just light it up.
Yeah, it's a fire hazard.
And it's mostly a fire hazard even through the holidays, unless you're really diligent about putting the water in the base. If you have a real tree,
Yeah.
But I am curious, like how many people have? Do you haven't had a? You don't do real trees, right?
We've done a real tree twice, probably in the last 2 decades. I don't know, at least 15 years. So we've done it a couple times, but we have an artificial tree that, especially now, I think is the best possible option for us.
It's not a fire hazard.
It's not a fire hazard. I don't have to water it.
Right.
I'm not killing trees for no good reason, and I don't have to go find it and pay $100,000 for a tree.
So my family is a real tree family, and
I know.
I floated the idea here and there because I was like, hey, all the kids are growing up for the most part. They're older. We're older. I'm like, this strapping this thing. To your point, you go out, got to find the right one that is full in the right places, isn't sparse in the wrong places.
Yeah.
It's big enough and tall enough because we have a larger room that we put it in. So my wife really likes tall, but it has to be somewhat skinny because we don't have all the room.
You are the use case for buying an artificial tree.
And we strap it to the top of the car.
You have to get like a 12-foot tree for this house, a 10-foot tree for this house?
Between 7 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
and you have larger than that.
You have a vaulted
it's
ceiling,
too,
so
too
it's
high.
But you have a big tree.
Yeah.
Like you have the space for a big tree.
Yeah, we have to get on a step ladder to put the stuff on the top. And if you're short, then the full on ladder.
Yeah.
But me, I can use a step ladder
and get up there.
Yeah. So I put the lights on.
It's
the rest of the family.
But it's a robust tree. When you're 9 foot or 8 foot as a tree, you're 8 foot wide too, right? Like it's not like it doesn't take up some space.
It's not 8 foot wide for sure.
Close though.
It's not a 1-to-1 ratio.
It's big,
but
it's wide.
It's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way we have it now, because we have since redone some things, it hangs into our hallway a bit. Yeah. So you got to walk around it to get into the hallway. But we have to water it, and then the needles are constantly pouring off that thing. My Roomba is just like cursing me, on the app.
It goes in circles around the bottom of it, just like Jiminy Christmas.
Your Roomba has said, "Why the hell do you have a real tree?"
Right, I'm full again.
Yes, and not even of good things.
Right, it's not even dirt. It's just a stupid pine.
And sap has gotten all into my inner workings.
Right now, my rotors don't work.
Right.
So, all right. Well, so how'd you end up doing? 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
I think you
right. I got 6 right, 7 wrong.
Oh my God. I really thought this was going to be better than that. But no, that doesn't count because you actually got 6 wrong. 6 wrong, 6 right. Because I threw that one question out that was worded poorly.
Oh,
we're going to call
Bishop St. Nicholas?
Yep.
All right.
That was poorly worded. It's my fault.
I don't want to guilt you into that.
No, you're good.
No, but those were good questions. And I danced around a little bit. I think of some of what you were going for, but couldn't just put my finger on a few of them. I was close.
Oh no, the
only one I just completely, there were 1 or 2 that I just completely guessed on. So
it's all good. You did fabulous. I honestly thought when I looked at it the first time, I go, this is going to be super easy. And then there's some of it I go, he might have a problem with that. And then I didn't even look at the Bishop one. I'm like, oh, what is the title? Real life person. Oh crap.
And you knew I was saying Mariah Carey for the best selling. The people that are listening to this, when they heard that first question,
I'm going to say Mariah Carey.
Said Mariah Carey.
I do. Every single person who's listening got that wrong. And I suggest you stop listening to Mariah Carey, or you go back and look at the YouTube of the New Year's Eve where she couldn't lip sync to her own non-backing track, which made me hate her more. That whole episode, I'm like, oh my God, you are a diva. And I get you've got whistle tones that nobody else can hit, but I can go buy that somewhere else. I can go find something else. But
all right, Bing Crosby.
She needs to be on a grievance list of mine at some point. Bing Crosby. I listened to the album today. You should go back and listen to that instead of Mariah Carey. It's phenomenal, especially listen to it on vinyl.
Have you seen the movie White Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I mean, it's a popular. Yeah. I've only really seen it once or twice.
I think I've seen it a couple times.
But I made a point to watch it like a year or 2 ago because I hadn't seen it in forever.
Right?
And I'm like, I really don't remember this. And it was like a hotel, and it's trying to help them.
It's a war movie, and yeah. It's a good flick. It holds up. Well.
On some of those, I come back to them. But I can't watch them every year. Some of those older ones. But to throw 1 or 2 of those classics in there, I would recommend.
All right. Are we at a time where we want to stop and rate a beer real quick? Can we do that?
Yes, we are 30 minutes into this.
Oh my God. All right.
This show.
Let's stop and rate real quick because I have some questions for you about your own personal Christmas experiences.
Okay.
And then I want to talk to you a little bit about the darker side of holidays.
The darker side.
Does that sound fair?
Yes,
for the rest of this?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I brought this one.
Yes, you did. Holiday ale from New Belgium.
And the way that I would put this is, and it says limited edition
Yeah.
or limited release.
Because, what are you going to drink this in June?
Yeah, you're not going to drink this in June. But I would drink this at a holiday party. Like, it does have spice. It does have, I'm not huge tasting cranberry here, but I dig it for what it is. Like, I wouldn't drink this in July. I'm not drinking this probably, other than this is a holiday party beer. Like, I would completely consume a bunch of these at a holiday party. 100%.
A bunch of them?
I would consume my fair share so I could still drive home responsibly.
Yes. You'd be double fisting with the, not eggnog, but the milk punch.
Milk punch. No, so I would even, so if milk punch is there, I'm not drinking this. I'm drinking milk punch. However, if this is there and Bud Light's in the same or a Natty or a Miller.
Natty?
No, if Natty's there, I'm not drinking it.
Do you drink Natty?
I have, yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone has.
Yeah, I will drink it.
But we have a loyal listener that drinks that now.
Yeah,
and
as the choice.
Sometimes it makes me laugh. But
it should.
Because
there are better beers than Natural Light.
There's 100% that's a college. In my mind, college beer gets you by.
But there are better beers
once you graduate
than Bud Light too. And I will drink.
True.
I will from out of habit grab Bud Light out of a cooler and put it in my cart. I'm like, I could find, and I started drinking like Modelo Especial or something, right? Yeah. Like, there's better beers than Bud Light,
right?
But habit tells me I probably should drink a Busch Light, a Natty Light, or a Bud Light. One of those three.
Really, Natural Light's in there.
Sure, why not?
Because it's just, I got to salt that. If someone had that at a party and goes, "This is all we have," but you didn't know you were supposed to bring any. Here's what you have. I'm like, okay, I'll drink that, but I'm going to put. You got a salt shaker? I'm just going to put a dash of salt in there to give it some taste.
When you're consuming for volume, you pick whatever.
Right.
When you're consuming for taste, I'm more refined.
But I like Bud Select. No, I go Bud Select.
Bud Select
is my default. So you said Bud Light will be your go-to. Bud Select.
My wife does Mick Ultra,
case,
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
with the red lettering.
Yep.
I see it. I put it in the cart. That's my go-to. Busch Light is fantastic during the summer months because it's a little bit more refreshing. I feel like when you're outside a lot. I do like the Busch Light. It just made me laugh because I didn't realize you would put. I've never seen you, I don't believe, with a can of Natural Light in your hand.
No, it would
by choice,
but I would drink it if it's in a cooler.
Sure, why not?
What makes me, for two things, this makes me laugh.
If you're on a boil order for water,
right,
and the only thing there is Natural Light,
yeah, and you can drink
that.
You can get it by the case for $1. It's perfect. No, I can bathe in it.
Probably cheaper than the water I pay for that comes in out of my tap.
The people in Detroit have been drinking Natural Light to get away from their water for probably 10 years
That's
now.
Right.
So two things. One is I think we learned this week or last week that Bud Select actually has a more popular sister that's named Bud Supreme that you can only
it's not more popular. Couldn't be.
Well, sorry,
you think?
more prestigious.
Oh, it's
maybe more diva-y.
uppity.
Yeah,
it's the Mariah.
It's the Mariah Carey of and it's called Bud Supreme. I've never even heard of it.
Supreme.
Yeah, which is a darker black label. I don't even know what to call it. But anyway,
I think it's got gold on it instead of red.
Gold. Yeah.
Because gold signifies supremeness.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It should have Mariah Carey as their thing. Anyway,
but I had to look it up, and it basically uses some of the same formula as Bud Heavy, the regular. But then it had a little extra something. So it's interesting what Bud will put out. They're like,
all of this
throw everything at the wall, see what people drink,
and just put another fancy adjective and around it or something, right? And
it's probably Bud Select, and they just relabeled it.
Yeah, and made it a different color, and people are like, I like that better. It made me laugh because this whole conversation started with what else was in the cooler besides this, and I would choose this over that at a holiday party. That's where this started. So
rate it.
I still would prove that I would still choose this. I like the flavor of it. I think it's a 3.
That's what I should have put it up faster. Yeah. I'm like, he's gonna
all of
go
that
3.
for a 3. I don't think it's a 4, but I think it's a 3 for me.
This is very holiday tasty.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The cranberry isn't pronounced. If you would have put a shield over this and did the challenge of tell me what this tastes like, I think I would have said some holiday spice.
Yeah,
which may include cranberry. Cranberry might be sort of part of that magical mixture of things that you put together that go, oh, that's Christmas, right? But it weighs a little bit on the palate. it lingers for me a little too long.
Okay.
So while I like the initial taste, it still is there, and I'm tasting holiday in my mouth for a little bit longer.
I know where this is going.
So I like the fact that we taste, and if we were at a holiday party, I'd go 1Z, maybe 2Z,
But not 3Z,
and then go,
4Z.
hey, let me go back to my regular.
This isn't causing an Uber drive home. Or Uber
No,
ride home.
no,
Okay.
just because it lingers so much, and I don't know what that is. If that spice, just has a natural way of resonating for a while, but that's kind of what I'm getting. So I'm between a 2 and a 3, but if I had to choose, I'd go 2. I'm gonna finish it for sure, and I'm glad that I tasted it. Cool. But yeah, cool. I'm not gonna put it in rotation for Christmas.
All right.
But it's
But if I put
I'm
it in
not digging
rotation,
on it.
you're going to drink 2 of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Tops.
Well, I would just ask, hey, is there something else I can try?
Yeah. Do you have any Bud? Do you have any Diva Bud?
Do you have any of that milk?
Yeah. Milk punch?
Milk punch.
I need some milk
I'm going to
punch.
drink enough of that to be an Uber
Right.
ride home.
It doesn't take much of that to be an Uber ride home.
Right.
Oh, so before we go any further, since this is our holiday episode,
So we're going to do this on this one? Christmas gifts?
I'm doing this one on this one.
All right. So this is, so I'm guessing Christmas gift, because I have something for you too, but I just didn't know quite when we were going to be doing this.
I did it on this one because I think this is coming out this has made me happy, just the thought of it for a while. This right here, this makes my day on all levels. Hold on. So Andrew's unwrapping, pulling out stuff out of a bag for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, pulling stuff out of a bag I gave him. So we're doing Christmas gifts, but that is not how that shirt looks. I got him a shirt, and that shirt says, "Everyone is entitled to my opinion." Which
this is fantastic.
When I saw it, I could not have thought of a better shirt, and I'm like, this makes me so happy for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so just, there's no frill.
No, it's not fancy. It's just
black block lettering.
Yeah. Everyone is entitled to my opinion. It is the most plain. Yeah. Yeah. There is zero fancy about it. I love it.
Yes.
I thought when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I have to have that shirt. I don't give a crap if it was $150 or $12. I'm like, buy now,
awesome.
express ship to my house.
Yes.
So
this is hilarious.
So this is entertaining. So I also, in that bag is also a lovely thing of Old Smoky's eggnog moonshine. So it's egg shine or nog shine, and which is funny that
we've talked about sort of the milk punch. This is sort of the pre-made milk punch.
Yep.
And we love this. It's fantastic. I drank a whole one of these for a Christmas Eve once.
Oh my God!
Over ice.
Just for the record, I drank almost a half of one last night.
So I
on accident.
Holy crap! Okay. So then there's a bunch.
Yeah, can I just explain this?
Yeah.
We spend so much time talking about cans. I got you something. I got you baby bottles of stuff and stuff in a mason jar, as opposed to buying you anything else in a can, because you have a refrigerator full of cans. I have a refrigerator full of cans, and I'm like, I think you need mason jars full of stuff, and So he's got a.
So there's probably like 10 to 12 of these little things. There's some
So we
whiskeys and some.
So some Dr.
Mostly little flavored whiskeys,
flavored
apple,
whiskeys,
peach,
and,
honey, ton of these things, and they're these like 1.5 ounce or 2 point the airplane bottles.
I got him some airplane bottles of Dr. McGillicuddy stuff.
Oh, I love this. This shirt's fantastic. Give me 1 second. You keep talking. Because I didn't realize I was doing this right now.
Oh, you don't have to do this right now. It's all good. We almost pulled the microphones off. Great. So yeah, we're doing.
You're gonna love this.
I do love this. I will.
So I got you the exact same thing that you got me.
This is how we work. This is why this podcast came together, is because we kind of think the same in some ways.
Yes, I saw this and I'm like, Shine Nog from Old Smoky. I'm like, we love this.
We do love this.
He's gonna love this. And then of course I went practical.
Oh no!
And I didn't for like your birthday. I feel like the money I got you sort of went and did its thing. So I got you another $300,000. like to put in the pot.
Because I blew the last one.
Yeah, I'm like, I never really saw. I mean, like, I gave you a lot of money. I thought
you did give me a lot of money in scratchers, and
I feel like I was like, no new car, no new house.
I've saved that.
So whatever you did with that, this one I want you to spend on yourself.
Okay, just me.
$300,000. This should go a long way. It's called the Holiday Gold.
Perfect.
This is going to get, and there's extras on the back. Like there's like
yeah.
I don't normally do these, but they're bonus games.
Oh my God.
So
there's no way I cannot win $300,000.
Yes.
All right. That's awesome. All right. So sorry, that was a distraction. I just thought I needed to get
that's awesome. That shirt's fantastic.
Good. And I love
that we got each other the same gift.
Yeah. It's
the
perfect.
Shine Nog.
Yeah, it's perfect. All right. So with that said, you put on, even our most recent live show, you put on The Grinch as my face.
Yes.
You know how I feel about holidays.
I've done it 2 Christmases now. The first one was a little less cool, I thought. Like I just threw it on there and it made me laugh. This one was the full-on Grinch head. And I think it just fits.
Yeah. Agree.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna start this with, if you had to rank Christmas, the holiday season, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank it for you?
On its own, just Christmas.
Just the holiday season in general. You can include from November 15th through December 26th.
Thanksgiving's in there.
December 26th. Holiday season.
Yeah.
1 to 10.
Oh, you don't mean rank it against the other holidays.
No,
I mean give it a star rating.
You could even give it a star rating.
1 through 5 is sort of our.
Okay, well, let's do 1 through 5. Our star rating. Go.
Right. Would I push it on other people? Is
Right.
sort of a 5. Is a baseline of okay, this is a good 3, or would I reject its contents and that's a 1, right?
Yeah.
I don't dislike Christmas. I'm not quite in your spot, I don't think, because I think I try to pull out something like, I don't know where you're going to go with this necessarily, but as parents, as a child, Christmas is a 10 or 5, right? When you're a kid, I think most kids, I shouldn't say all kids, right? But most kids probably a 5 because it's sort of like the big one, right? It's like the Super Bowl of you're going to get something that you might want, or, hopefully the big thing that you want, maybe, everybody has that. And there's movies dedicated to it, right? Like A Christmas Story has that really kid wants the BB gun, like so crazy. 8-Bit Christmas, which is more of our generation. He really wants the Nintendo, which was something I remember wanting so bad, at the time, because I was like, I can't play Super Mario other than going out and to a friend's.
Right, to a friend's house.
Who
has all the cool
whose
crap.
parents got them that. Yep. Or there was a stand-up version at our local little convenience store, but you had to plug quarters in it, and I didn't have a ton of quarters.
Ain't nobody going there.
Right. But that was a big thing. So but you had it was all this build up, right? And then you can look at the lights and stuff, but you never did anything, right? Maybe at school.
Zero responsibility,
right.
all kinds of gifts, basically.
You'd make a couple of weird little, when the teacher got done with the year, she's like, he or she is like, I'm done. Let's just
here's some glue and some
green and red stuff together.
Yeah. Here, make handcuffs.
But you just didn't really have responsibility towards it. And then when you got older and then had kids, once you have the kids, then it's a very kid sort of, and it shouldn't be, right? I guess is sort of a lot of the themes of some of the movies, right? Like the reason for the season, right, and all that. But it sort of becomes we want to celebrate. Here are all the ways to celebrate. And you don't have a lot of time to do it. So you get into go mode, right? And especially if you're a real tree getter, we got to go get a real tree. We got to find a weekend that we can carve out the time. Got to go do that. Got to put it up. Got to haul up all of the stuff from the basement. Got to put it all together. Got to go shopping for the gifts. Got to find the gifts. Hopefully you can find what it is. Then you got to wrap the gifts. And wrapping, in my opinion, is for time spent versus what it does is the worst part of Christmas ever.
So this is where you and I are so freaking different. It's the only thing that brings me joy in Christmas
is wrapping gifts.
Is wrapping. And I'm not that kind of person. I can sit there for hours. Like I wrap every present in our house.
Yeah.
Every present. And I'm like,
I do most of the wrapping.
And I love it. I just sit there and fold stuff and watch TV. And I'm like, my wife's like, we've got these extra things. And I'm like, just
put it on the pile.
Yeah. Do not touch them. Put them on the pile. Like, just give them to me. I will do them. And she's like, oh, I tried to wrap this, but I only had a little bit left. And so I used it. Don't touch them. It's my, like, stop it. It's mine. That's the only thing. So do you like
the art of it, or do you like, is it like the zen?
I think I like the zen monotony of it. Like I want to try to crease edges and my presents aren't like, me, right? Like I'm an 80% is great kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like it's not pristine present wrapping. I'm like not doing it in next level crap. I am doing moderately okay wrapping. Like the whole present is covered and there's tape at the end holding it. So that's not rocket science, but I love it for some reason.
Interesting.
It's like mowing a yard, right? Or that kind of thing.
Well, that's why I equated it to there was an old book called like the Zen of motorcycle repair. And then, not everybody does that. So I think then it was like the Zen of mowing your lawn, or just something that you can do by yourself.
And you can
turn off the world.
Yep. It's just you and that thing.
But you accomplish something.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, but for me, it's just such an efficiency equation of like, you see a present, so the wrapping paper just hides what's underneath it.
Oh, it's a colossal waste.
For the 2 minutes that I've put it in your lap.
Excessive waste.
And then you
material.
Just rip it off.
Yeah. Yep.
The time spent.
And then you throw it away.
Or recycle.
Or that.
Right. Well, I try to recycle.
I'm sure.
I bring out the blue bags, the recycle bags. I'm like, put it all in there.
It's just a waste of resources.
Such a waste. It's such a waste. And my sister and brother-in-law have done a good job. They reuse fabric, and they have some neat ways of doing it. It's probably was born on Pinterest and
awesome.
And it's kind of neat. So it doesn't take them very long, but they do have to buy a bunch up front of just various size
squared
pieces
fabric.
of cloth.
Yeah.
And then wrap them up, sort of.
I mean,
which is better, I guess.
Extra time and effort. I get that. And that's probably good. And that's good for them. Good for our environment. It's just, I love wrapping.
And more power to you then.
So you hit on a couple things. One is, I was going to ask you, what was your favorite Christmas? What's your favorite? What was like when you look back, you go, what's my genre of Christmas? That I go, this is the pinnacle. This is, if you look at the bell curve, this is the top of the, if you look at the bell curve,
right,
80% of it sitting at this, like, yeah, but there's like 5% that's sitting down here, the pinnacle of A+. When was that for you?
So we just had one somewhat recently, because you're probably gonna offset it with like, what's the worst Christmas?
I'm not. I am literally not.
I thought you might go there. So things in our family changed pretty drastically, with some passing of some of the elder family members on my wife's side.
Yep.
So there used to be a lot of tradition associated with that, and it went on for years. And then the patriarchal folks that held it all together, the glue, went away, and it all fell apart.
Yep.
And so that all went away, and all of a sudden it was like, well, we have nothing.
We have no traditions.
We have
anymore.
no tradition that we do on that day. Now our Christmas Eve we've been doing for a long time, and that's with my side, and that's continued, which has been fantastic, and we really love that. But the Christmas Day itself, just recently we thought, well, maybe we'll go somewhere and take a bit of a vacation, not just go away, see something new.
Yeah.
And one of the more crazy ones is we drove to the mountains in Tennessee. And it just got crazy because we drove there, and when we showed up, it immediately started snowing, and we were in the mountains.
This is the whole stuck.
And we got stuck there for days.
Yeah, this is the we almost had to, like, this is the Donner Pass kind of thing where you almost had to eat each other.
Yeah, we ran out of food at a certain point, and we were like, oh man, we got to get some. So it was very memorable, and we made a lot of memories with playing games and just trying to figure out, like, just laughing it off, but enjoying I mean, it was a fantastic
Right.
view
Yeah.
of snow-covered
It was the view that
mountains.
was killing you as well, though.
Yes. We went to Branson last year. I know I probably talked about that on the podcast, and we had a lot of fun as a family. So I think, when we can figure out what like stuff to do, we did an escape room. And since then, it was like the first one we did just as a family.
Yeah.
And now we've done more than that. Like we just did one for my daughter's birthday.
And she dug
just
it.
4 of us
Yeah.
doing an escape room, and it's so much fun. We have a lot of fun. So I actually told the family, I said, hey, on Christmas morning after we get done doing our like the presents and stuff, why don't we, because this year we're unable to
Why not
do the travel.
why not lock you in the bathroom and see if you can escape?
Well, let's find one that's open because
Oh.
there's a lot of entertainment stuff that's open. In
Yeah.
fact, I think like it's one of the biggest movie days of the year.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah,
like,
people
hey,
are
I'm
looking
bored.
for-
I got,
We unwrap presents.
Right.
Now it's time to go do something.
yeah. So I was like, well, hey, let's do an escape room.
That's cool.
But yeah,
So I'm not, I swear to God, I'm not going to flip it on you and go, what's your worst? Because I don't like that's horrible.
do you want to hear an interesting story? I'll make it in
no.
2 minutes or less.
Is it worse?
Stop me if I've told this one already, but when I was about 8 years old, my parents were living in an apartment. So we wake up Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, we start doing some presents and we get a knock on the door. And the person at the door said, hey, my mom, was it mom or dad? Mom, let's say mom,
Sure.
lives upstairs and I'm supposed to come over for Christmas and I can't, nobody's answering and I'm sure she doesn't leave. And so
don't
my
like
poor
where this is
dad,
going.
right? So he's like, well, let me try to help you. They went up the back stairs and they see in enough to see that mom's no longer with us.
Yep,
right?
mom's dead on the floor.
She's joined baby Jesus,
She's sweet baby Jesus.
sweet baby Jesus in heaven. And so we come back down to my apartment, which then became ground zero
For
everybody. There was like paramedics coming in, cause you got to call people, and the priest came in. And so I was like opening some presents and there was a priest standing there and he's like, oh, I see you got,
look at
the
you with-
Hulkamania.
look at you with your action figure.
How do you like that?
I got to go take care of this dead lady upstairs.
Right. He's like, I'm
That's
here to.
Brutal.
Right. So probably a lower. I mean, now in my mind, if I was an adult, probably would just make it the worst, I guess. But as a kid, it was just so
It was just
random and
surreal,
weird.
yeah.
And the hit of death didn't really affect me that much. I was young enough and I didn't have I didn't know the lady upstairs.
But for that poor guy who had to go find his
Oh, yeah.
mom.
Oh, terrible. Worst Christmas
Worst
of that
Christmas
person
ever.
Right, ever.
I
The
found
person
my
that knocked
mom-
on the door, I
He's-
totally felt bad for them.
He's not had a good Christmas since.
Probably not.
You don't ever celebrate again.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's you
You're
don't
like,
recover from that.
There's that time I went, and the people downstairs had to come upstairs and
That's brutal.
help.
So I will say, I am jaded on Christmas for lots of reasons, but very similar to yours is my wife's family had a very strict tradition. My own family had very cool traditions. I embraced both of those. I really liked them. When my wife's grandmother passed away, those traditions went downhill. We just didn't have them anymore.
Right.
She was the matriarch of that family, and those were cool traditions, and it brought everybody together, and everybody was happy, and everything was fun, and it was a cool thing. My mom and my aunt were that for my family, and when they both passed or got too elderly or sick it lost something for me.
Yeah,
right. So
sure.
those are the things that I like, and they all happened during Christmas time, just for the record. Like my
right.
mom passed on my wife's birthday,
Right.
which is also in December. So crappy. Like those things affect you, and you go, Christmas isn't quite the same without those kind of traditions and those kind of people.
Yeah.
That's what led me down and I know we're late in this game and I love where this has gone anyway, so I don't really give a crap. But that's what led me down Christmas is great and I love that people love it. I don't love it as much as other people and it stresses me out, and there's all kinds of reasons. So I wanted to see what reasons you had for having stress in your holidays, and you actually touched on a couple, which made me laugh, is lack of time, lack of money,
Bing.
and then coordination around all of the family stuff are the three main stressors in people's life. It's oh my God, it's between like November 15th and December 26th everything is under pressure do you have this? Is there enough time? Can I ship this? Are we going here? Are these people going to be there? If they're not going to be there, do I have Christmas cards out? All that stuff seems so excessively unnecessary when all you're trying to do is spend quality time with your family, right?
Yeah, it's really blown up into all the traditions. There's so many traditions that kind of have compounded almost. I mean, gift giving has become, it's just such a large part of it, but it's so, you have to almost do it. Like you feel obligated. It's, and everyone has different takes. There's certain families that try to do the let's all pick names out of a hat. But then for your immediate family though, you want to make something special for the year. Yeah. Money is not always great situation necessarily.
What do you
for
want?
you.
I don't want anything.
Right.
But now I have to be creative. It's that whole mess is not. Then just tell me what you want, and then when I get you what you want, it's like not a surprise and not cool and special. Like I hate that feeling. Do you not? I hate that feeling. If you give me I go, what do you want for Christmas? And I get the response of, I don't know. And then I'm like, oh, I'm so pissed that you don't know. And then when you tell me, but if you had a list and I went and bought those things, I'd be like, that's not very fun.
I see. I'm the opposite on that. And I love when you have an Amazon wish list.
I have an Amazon wish list
of things but you haven't bought them yourself.
Nope.
And I think the whole point of a gift is I'm going to buy you something you want that you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself.
Yeah.
You don't either, you're like, I just don't want to spend that money. But whatever that reason is, something has hindered you from buying that for yourself. But you have it on a wish list, you've picked it out. The hardest thing in the world is picking out something that you think a person will like that isn't necessarily your mate, right? Like, because you know them very well. It'll be easier. I'm not saying that's still not easy sometimes, right? Like to go, I need to get a good gift.
I still struggle with that.
Right? But like, your family that you don't live with every day, and they have certain tastes and certain things. So, and you're like, I don't want to get a gift certificate necessarily, but they will spend that on something they really want. But if I buy something that's not on a wish list, I'm taking a shot, right? And they might go, yay, this is great.
So best gift you've ever given.
I've ever given?
Yep.
I gave this person. I don't know if he'd say it's the best gift he ever got.
No, it doesn't matter.
But one of the things that I got most excited about and thought was awesome was my dad's a huge baseball fan. Mm-hmm. When he was younger, he owned baseball cards, and that was a thing. So I went out and found all of the baseball cards for like the 1967 World Champion Cardinals.
Oh, that's a great gift.
And then framed it in this frame that had like it was all the starting lineup, so it was like 9 of them.
Yeah.
And
that's perfect.
All original tops, and put it in there. And but when he was a kid, they won the World Series, right? Like, and so like I'm like, no better feeling of winning a World Series than when you're a kid.
Right.
As an adult, it's great.
Right.
But when you're a kid,
it's crazy. When your team.
Yeah,
beats
you know all of the stuff.
Right, beats the universe.
Right
in your head.
Yeah. So, it just took the effort to try to find original Topps baseball cards.
Yeah, you put in some
getting
effort.
them, and some of them were a little bit rare, right? Like
there
were some good players on that team, which is why they won.
There's a reason why they won. Yeah.
So probably the most one that I was going, I love this as a gift to give.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
you?
Yeah, mine is
this shirt.
This shirt. This shirt's in the top 5. Yeah, awesome because it screams Andrew. So I after my dad died, I inherited a bunch of like fishing stuff, and I made so I've done a couple things right with all his stuff, like his whole hunting and fishing pictures, and I've like made my sister a scrapbook of all these old pictures that he had of him fishing and hunting over the years, and kind of explain the story behind him. Love that gift. And I hope she loves it too. I think she did. But I made the boys, she has 2 boys. I made each one of them shadow boxes with all of his with a bunch of his like old antique-y looking lures. Like he's got some really old, like he had old tackle boxes he never used that just had old crap in it from like the 60s and 70s. And so it had cool, like old lures. I'm never going to use them. I'm not putting that crap in the water. They make way better stuff than that. No, but
they look better on a wall.
They do. But I kind of put some story behind it and put some, a little bit of like, a little bit of history behind it of going, this is Pawpaw stuff. So, loved both those gifts. So again, the same thought is I put thought into it and like put some work and effort into it. Best presents I've ever given. And they're not worth crap. Like, like one of them's worth probably $12 on whatever that photo sharing app I used was that I made my scrapbook with. And the other one was just felt and a shadow box from, it didn't cost hardly anything, but it was time, effort, thought.
Right.
Yeah. So
Nice.
very cool. Okay. So we skipped a whole lot of stress, and that's okay. But there's a lot of things that cause people stress. What I think we did cover was the end of this, which, we're approaching the end of this. So I'm going to wrap this a little bit
All right.
I hate the holiday season. So when you were like, oh, we should rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, then you never rated it.
Sorry.
That's where we started.
I'm going to go with a 4.
So I'm at 2.
Okay.
It just is what it is. You're going to put this in natural rotation every year. I'm going to dread that it's in natural rotation every year.
Right.
So what I looked up was all the reasons why people don't like holidays and what stresses them out. And what it basically boiled down to is they're like, here's all the reasons you get stressed out about holidays. But
Forced obligation is how I would summarize it.
Agree. And so they go, here's all the reasons. Here's 4 reasons you have to celebrate every year. You should.
That's all forced obligation.
1, humans in general.
Oh, this is why you should.
This is why you should.
Okay. Yeah.
You should, because humans need ritual. It goes back to caveman days. We always have ritual. We have we rely on things that are consistent and timely. So as a human, human in a society, you rely on rituals to make you have comfort in your life.
Agree completely.
You have to do it. You need connection with people. Even introverts, this is a very uncomfortable period of time for introverts. I'm not one of them. I like dealing with people, but you have to have connection. And sometimes this is the only connection you have with your family or friends. You need connection. So,
okay, that sounds good to me.
Second reason why you need it. Third, giving and receiving gifts, both, triggers joy in your brain, triggers endorphins. And you need that stimulus to say, I'm doing something for someone else. Makes you feel like a human being. You're receiving something, you're receiving appreciation or acknowledgement from somebody else, makes you feel like a human being.
Okay.
You need that in your life. Your brain needs that. And then last, you need to have something that reminds you of good times. So when I asked you, what was your favorite? And you're like, there's a dead person upstairs. That was my least favorite.
Weirdest.
But you need to have something that makes you stop and reflect. Your brain needs to stop and reflect about good times, where you've come, where you've been, people that have been in your life that aren't anymore, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You have to have reflection time in your life, and holidays build that in, whether it's painful reflection time or not. For some people, it is what it is. So you have to have those 4 things. You have to have the ability to give something and get something. You have to have ritual. You have to have connection. You have to have remembrance.
Somebody cutting an onion in here?
I'm going to.
It's a little dusty for you, brother.
So I hate the holidays for this reason, right?
Touchy-feely alert.
It is. Sorry. God.
No, it's good. I love it.
I thought I would bring Christmas back around to why I hate it, and I need it at the same time.
Yeah, but you're
that
getting
fair?
visually emotional about it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me because your usual emotion when we talk about Christmas
Is hatred.
is you get a little green.
Yeah. A little angry. Yeah.
Like the Grinch.
Yeah.
So to see you, embracing some of, I say the non-Grinchy parts, like the opposite, right? Like some of the actual things that mean something to you is very interesting to me. I just don't see it very often.
I'm a weird social experiment to you now, aren't I?
It's just interesting to say.
Right. We're good. So
if you were the same person every single day and there was never a new thing, that would make it boring. But,
all right, good.
But I 100% love, right? Like
So,
that
I tried to
you,
wrap.
You worked into something that I think does actually mean something to you. So So I'm glad that the holidays aren't just a weight, right? Like, that there's some benefit and that you see it and that you feel it, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, so I brought my Grinch and I said I'm a 2 on the holiday scale, but there's a reason why it's okay.
Yeah, for
right?
sure, for sure.
I feel like I pulled this together for you.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my God. All right.
Woo.
Man, I'm already.
Did I not? I thought I.
Sort of. Yeah, you did. You wrapped it nicely, and
No, you wrapped it nicely.
You commended.
I just kind of summarized what I'm seeing.
I appreciate that
as an outsider, right? And so yeah. Well, cool.
Awesome.
I love it, and I love your sweater. I mean, for those that are listening, obviously you can't. He has a Christmas sweater on with a cat dressed up as Santa. It's very, very festive. So those of you who are watching on YouTube can see that. We love both platforms. So while we showed and telled,
showed and tell? No.
While we showed and tell. I don't know how grammatically I need to work on that. Some of the gifts that we gave and received, which one of them was the exact same,
which I love.
Right. And a couple of the other things, but hopefully you didn't miss out on anything if you're listening just on audio. Thank you for doing that. For those listening on Apple or Spotify, on Spotify, you can see video too.
Yeah.
But if you're driving, don't try to do that. Unless you have a Tesla and it has a really big screen and you have self-drive mode, then you can just put it in self-drive and then watch us on the screen.
I agree.
Make the time go by. If you do come out to YouTube and see us there, some of our comments have been, we've been getting some more of them, which has been fantastic. I've been trying to reply in a somewhat timely basis in a couple days.
From Romania?
Oh, that too. That came straight to our website. Canconvo.com. You can go and see. You can pull all of our episodes from there straight up, depending. You can see the live version. Plus, you can click and see all the other places that we're I'm trying. My grammatical stuff is not working so good. All right,
cool.
So
happy holidays, Merry Christmas,
happy holidays. We'll figure out when we're going to come back. We have stuff going on for the holidays, but I think this takes us up to almost the end of the year. We'll try to probably put together something for maybe a bonus episode or.
We should do a bonus episode.
Yeah, when we get together. Yeah. And then we'll put that out for all to enjoy. So thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for being our family. We love you.
Thanks for a fun year.
Without you guys, we wouldn't.
We would still do this. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap if you're there or not. But I love you for being here.
We have so much fun.
Awesome.
But yeah, thanks you.
Thanks you.
The end is near. No, not the end of the earth, but all that holiday hubbub. And while this episode too, relax and enjoy a bit of silence.